Okay, welcome. Thanks everyone for coming, and thanks for filling the room. It's really good to have everyone here at our 2024 conference. So thanks again for being here. I'm David Guralnick. I'll be here up on the stage a lot, and you'll see me and our team, and it's really good to have everyone here. Again, this is our 17th annual conference, and we have over 100 talks total. We've got Chris Dede, we have Alina Von Davier, and we have Christina Gadopoulos, and it's a panel discussion on Friday on education, work, and society, plus lots of demos and other things. So a whole lot going on. For those of you who are here in person, tell you a little bit about the conference. Outside, you've probably seen, is the home base. So we have our team there. Stop by with any questions. Talks will be here on this floor and also on the second floor, and then one stream on the first floor tomorrow. So we're making good use of the building. We have a lot of things going on. All the sessions will be streamed live, so everything that's a virtual presentation will be streamed in one of the rooms, and everything that's live will be streamed to all of our audience. So we're very excited to have you here. Other things, logistical notes, and then we'll get to the good stuff. Every session has a session chair and also someone handling the technology within the with the online broadcast. So we have a staff member in every room working out the technology, making sure everything's working, and there'll be somebody who's listed as the session chair who's introducing the speakers and handling the questions. Other logistical things, coffee breaks you'll see out there. Drinks will be on the first floor later, and lunches will be on the second floor. So you've probably already figured out there's free open wireless access, so if not, you can find that. It should be easy to find. We have the conference event site, as you've probably seen, for some networking, and also if you want to use the chat, so the online participants will be watching the streams through the event site, but you can chat directly there. And so with every talk, there's a link for the talk, and there's a link for the chat only. So you may not want to be on your phone watching a slightly delayed stream of somebody who's in the room in front of you. And so if you would like to just participate in the chat, you can do it that way. And the networking components are available to everyone. We're trying to be as hybrid as possible and integrate. We have as many people virtual as we do here in the session, so or on site. Okay, session timing, kind of the usual. So we have session chairs who will remind people when there are 5 minutes left and a minute left. Just so you know how the schedule works, different conferences work differently. If there are any unexpected people who can't make it, or any people who unexpectedly can't attend and give their talk, we don't know of any at this point. We will tell you, but also that will just be an empty block, so there'll be parallel sessions, and we're not going to move anything. Everything will stay as it is. So we'll be on social media. People will be tweeting using the hashtag TLIC 2024, and our conference team will be on Twitter, which we will continue to call Twitter. So we'll leave it at that. All right. Being broadcast everywhere. So it's great to have everybody here. I'm going to talk for just a couple of minutes, and then we're going to get to Chris's keynote, which we're really excited about. So for those of you who saw me in February, we talked a little bit about this. I'm going to do this a little bit again, but maybe a little differently. We're at a really interesting time. We're living in a time of change. It's constant change. It's rapid change. It's seemingly uncontrollable change. You turn around, things change, really in all aspects of society. And we're in a unique position as educators, as learning experience designers, as performance support experts, and other roles, to have the opportunity to affect the future. Which really leads to the question, what future do we want to have? And we have a chance to influence that right now. To me, that's the key question. We can make changes in our work that have an effect on society. We can make changes in the things that we design and the experiences that we create that affect society, especially when it comes to the use of technology and how it impacts learning and how it can change workforce development, workplace learning, higher education, and beyond. AI certainly does and will and continues to have an impact on all this. But how it will do so is still very much, to me, to be determined. And I think a lot of that, is in many ways, not up solely to us, but up to many of us in this room. The role of technology, including generative AI, including VR, including AR, hologram, sensors, new types of screens, in education and workplace learning is always increasing. There's so much more that we can do. And when we ask the question, what future do we want to have? we want to help people live, work, function in a changing society. Prepare people to live in the society that they're going to be in and to succeed and to be happy. We live in a world where there's misinformation, there's disinformation, things are changing, things are hard to follow, it's a complicated time. Critical thinking skills are absolutely critical. Certainly in the US right now, there's been somewhat of a backlash against education in certain ways, and we have the opportunity, I think, to use technology to help that. But there's also a risk that using technology in the wrong ways will exacerbate that, and we have to be careful. So that's my next point, is technology can help or it can hurt. It depends on what we do with it. How we use it, what kinds of experiences we design. It's so easy to use technology to make things more efficient rather than to make things better. And efficiency matters, but it's not the only thing. So we have the opportunity now to make things better for people who are the learners, the workers, the people who are going to be using things. And certainly efficiency does matter, but we want to create experiences, we want to create processes, and we want to create different types of online learning and different types of performance support experiences that will help people make their lives easier, help them do their jobs better, help them feel that things are meaningful and relevant and that technology is built for them and to help them, and that it's not just another task they have to go through. It's so easy when left uncontrolled for technology to take over in the wrong ways. We used to, take a multiple choice test and now it's online, and now you have a multiple choice test that's even less personal than the paper one was before, if that's even possible. Right, we have the opportunity to do really different things with technology. Do something once online and it scales up. You can reach a broader audience. You can help people, with some access issues, but you can help a lot more people access it than before. We can reach large numbers of learners, but we got to make sure that we have the right goals in mind and that we have the right level of creativity and think about it in these ways. We have the opportunity to create more and more immersive, meaningful, relevant learning experiences that allow us to move away from memorizing and testing. A lot of memorizing testing has been necessary for a lot of years because we had mass numbers of learners and no good way to scale up. It wasn't ever the best way to do things. In the early days, people learned by being apprentices. Right? They'd work with masters, they'd learn by doing, they'd learn and they'd start with small things, and they'd have a really nice personal relationship, and they'd learn and grow and develop, and they'd feel the meaning. They wouldn't really wonder, why am I, answering this question? They would feel that it's relevant. And when you see how we can best address the backlash to education, we want to encourage critical thinking, we want to encourage experimentation, but in the context of activities that are authentic and real. In the context of things that will help people in their lives, in their work, in all ways. And that's what we have the opportunity to do. And if we use technology in the right ways, it can feel warm and personal and be used in conjunction with other ways that we work and take better advantage of people's time. And maybe somebody who's spending time lecturing can spend a lot more time mentoring. And all those things can happen if we do it right. And that's a lot of what this conference is about. We have the opportunity to move to more progressive, thoughtful, project-based, exploratory approaches. People think critically, make decisions, think things out, test things out, are free to experiment. And we've certainly done some of this. I've been in the field for a long time. We've done some of this for many years since I was in the field and before. But we're now in a position where maybe that can really start to take over if we design the right things and some other things break the right way for us. All of these things can help people be prepared for life, be prepared for work, and feel and find meaning in who they are and what they do and in the educational and work experiences that they have. And when we do this, the simplest path isn't always the one to follow. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Good design, like anything, takes a lot of thought, takes a lot of hard work, takes a lot of agonizing, takes a lot of attempted directions that maybe don't work out and you rethink, and all that is the way it goes. And it takes a lot of courage. So what kind of future do we want to have? We're dealing with big questions. They don't have easy answers. But to me, the answer is not the status quo. The answer is we have a chance to do something different if we just let the status quo stay as it is and let technology sort of wash over us, as it's a little bit easy to do. Other forces take over and we don't really build the world that we want to build. Learning with technology, if we employ it in the right ways, it can be creative, it can be practical, it can be fun. It's not always about being right, it can be experimental. You can learn, you can explore, you can rediscover your love of learning. It can all of those things. And not necessarily always on a direct path. There's a lot of emphasis, especially here in the US, on being right. Did I get all the questions right? And sometimes that discourages people from taking risks and taking chances and thinking about what they might want to try out. So all of these things, I think, go together. And when I think about what future we want to have, that's to me the key question and what this conference really is about. And it is up to us in this room to help make that happen. And we have a great program for it. We have a wonderful program for the next 3 days with so many talks, with so many different perspectives, people from more of a research background, people from more of a practical background, people from a mix of backgrounds, lots of different countries, and everything in between. Each of our speakers brings a unique perspective. Each brings a different viewpoint, a different focus, a different opportunity. All of them bring something valuable to the conversation, and I'm just incredibly looking forward to what we have coming up over the next 3 days. And really just excited to be here as always, but perhaps even more so this year at such a pivotal time in the world.